Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another work day in Dunrovin. It's a stunning day today. We really lucked out this year for this kind of work. Man, perfect working weather. So, I'm James. I'm the tech geek around here, the tech wrangler, if you will. And yesterday we put the goose on the nest, took the bird feeding station down, changed out the ranch cam, fixed a few connections. It was a busy day. And we've been running around the hardware stores, picking up parts and pieces, trying to get everything dialed in. And today's the big day for the new nest cam. First, we have to get up and we need to build braces for the arm support at the top of the nest. That way the new camera, which by the way is much heavier, we need that to be stabilized, very stabilized. So we're going to work with that. We're gonna get some hardware up there. We're going to make sure we put all the parts and pieces together so that it's super stable. And it should stabilize enough so that when the wind blows, it doesn't move the pole anymore. Remember it used to move the pole a bunch? Yeah, that's never any fun. So we're gonna try to fix that. It is gonna take a little bit of doing, so be patient. We're gonna have a lot of different fussing around to do up there. I expect it to take most of the day, and we're just gonna kind of keep plugging away until we get it done. I'm loading up the basket right now with a bunch of tools that I'm expecting I will need. Hard to say, but pretty sure I'll need at least half of them. And the other half, if I don't take them, I'll need them. So that's how we're figuring that'll work. And I'll be with you on and off the microphone throughout the day. And I'll just keep you posted as things go along. I'm not intending to narrate every step of the way, but I'll try to keep you up to speed on the important things. I am going to be making a bit of noise. So what I have done is I've turned off the camera on the nest, the backup camera. I've disconnected all the wires, and I've disconnected the microphones. And that is because I can't have power applied on those microphones while I'm up there. So I'm trying to keep things dialed in enough up there so that if I cut a wire, I don't damage something. That's the last thing I want to do, damage something. So we're going to try to get everything prepped and staged. I've got a truckload of stuff here. I've got parts and pieces in the back of the cab. I've got the camera. Yesterday, it took a while to get everything going, mainly because we were trying to just get everything prepped just perfect. So we tested everything on the ground so that when we hook it up in the air, it's not going to give us any problems. That doesn't mean we have a guarantee, but at least we gave it our best shot, did our due diligence. So what I'm going to do here is load up some support struts, and this is some metal bracing that's for the nest. I'm going to try to peel these stickers off. Put the most obnoxious stickers on these things, and they're hard to peel off. Not that anybody's probably going to see it 60 feet in the air, but I'll know it's there, and it'll just kind of bug me. I'll get what I can off of here. And while we're doing all this, we're just letting the lift warm up. Get that motor going. Lest you think I've been slacking, I got up really early this morning and I went to several different hardware stores in search of all the little parts and pieces and fiddly bits that we need to make this work. I went to one of the big hardware stores twice. That's how rare some of these parts are. Still didn't have what I needed. Did a quick search on my phone. Found out the one special part that I needed. I'll show it to you later. The one special part I needed, they didn't have anything else I wanted, but they had this one in Lolo at the Tractor Supply. I'll show it to you. Super special part. Not terribly uncommon in plumbing for certain uses, but Missoula didn't have anything, and Lolo had like 2 or 3 of them. So I got that dialed in, got my part, came back, tried it out. I think it's gonna work perfect. So anyway, a lot of parts and pieces to this. Makes me grateful for my parents that got me an erector set when I was a kid. That's how all great mechanical adventures start, right? 6 years old, I got an erector set, and I've never looked back. All right, let's see here. I think we got most of what we need for now. I'm trying to do as much as I can in one trip, so I'm not up and down and up and down and up and down. All right, let's get this party started, right? I got it all. I'll have to come back down. I just know it, but I got what I need for now. All right, here we go. It's go time. What time is it anyway? 11:35. Not terrible. I was hoping to be here an hour earlier, but fussing around at the hardware stores, gotta do what you gotta do. Man, I am just thrilled that we have such a beautiful day here. Absolutely outstanding. We had Nate with us, Sandy's grandson. Sandy was taking a lot of pictures. You'll get to see some of those next week in the newsletter, so watch your inbox for that. I think we might even have a little bit of video of all of this. And Nate was a great help. Not afraid of heights at all. And had a blast hanging out on the nest, helping out. He held some boards and screws for me. It's nice to have an extra set of hands every now and then. So we got that all set up. Yesterday, I would have liked to got just a little more going, but worked out all right. So, I'll go up here. I've got to double check all of our wiring. Got to make sure we get everything just double checking all the bracing and getting some of these metal pieces in place. So until I figure out how all this is going to work, it's going to take me a little bit of fussing around here just to dial it in. Now I'm getting my geometry all funny because I've turned into a basket. What I don't want to do is get too close to a pole and start moving things around there. Alright, so I've got this figured out, or at least a line. I'll move these over. So I've got these 8-foot pieces of slotted channel. And the idea with this is that I am going to brace the pole here with this channel and just try to tie it all in so it gives us as strong of a pipe connection as we can get. It'll shake around a little bit. We just can't fix all of that, but we can get at least some of it fixed. So my biggest concern is how I'm going to attach it down to the pipe at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to have to get really creative about. Right now I'm checking to see how my attachment's going to be at the top, and I'll probably put those together first and then hang the pipe down off of it. Bunch of U-bolts here. I'm hoping they're long enough to do what I want to do with them. You know what I miss on this lift that I had on the other one? So I had a nice little tool basket I could put stuff in right at the control station here. But that's alright. I think I can live without it. I'm gonna have to. Yep. No complaining. Stop complaining. Nobody's really listening, and if they are, they don't really care. Okay, let's see here. You know what I should have brought is a trash box. See, there's always something that you forget. Okay, we're gonna get that over there. We've got some wires here. What I don't want to do is pinch those wires, so I need to be careful with that. Got several wires here, boy. I also want to be careful because this cable has been in the sun. Very, very possible that it's been bleached out and just all kinds of screwy. Go like that and expect any sort of... Nope, we can't go like that. There's a little bit of geometry we have to play with here. Try to get this right. I don't think that's going to do it. So might have to go with my original plan. Believe it or not, I had one of those. That original plan is to put a crossbar in. And I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing, so Probably won't bother you with my mutterings to myself. All right. I'm gonna do some figuring here with some geometry, so I'll probably be back with you when I have something more exciting to share. But for now, what I'm doing is planning on creating a clamp for this mount to be able to tie these arms back down. So it should be fun. Alright, so I think I've got my angles figured out, and I've got some cuts made on the supports. A little bit of a jigsaw puzzle. But I think we're ready to finally start attaching these long braces. These should be the harder ones. Just want to make sure and get it right. It's supporting quite a bit of weight, and this would be considered a dynamic load because of all the wind and everything that gets going. You get more, the more weight you get up there, the more compounded the load becomes. I'm not a physics major or anything, but I know enough about some of this to know what to expect. Alright, so I'm throwing a rope up here and gonna use that to take some of the load off of the supports here so I can put everything together. Down low. If we had 2 people on 2 lifts, we'd probably just tag team it, but this will still be pretty efficient. But I'll just tie these up, and that gives us a chance to kind of hold these in place while we tidy everything together. Got a little bit of string here, and I'll just take the weight off of this. I'll be able to hold those up while I screw them in. Alright, so we got those in place. A little worried there. Thought I might have left my big screws down in the truck, but I got lucky. I did not need them. Alright, so one of these is going to go here. I think that'll be good there. Alright. What I'm trying to do is stage this so I can put these together and not have to worry about going up and down and these have to move. what I did here is I tied up these braces to take some of the pressure off. That way when I attach them, the braces don't want to bend down. It doesn't put too much pressure on them while I have them attached on one end and before I get to attach them on the other. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. I'll set up there. And I think I can tighten these up. Tight enough for now, and then we can go back down and secure the bottom. All right, and then I've got a surprise for you. We're gonna pick Suzanne up and bring her up here if she agrees. I think she's gonna agree. Bring this down. Okay. All right. Now I'll screw in the bottom half of this. All right, we gave Suzanne a little tour. That was fun. Hope you got some good screenshots at the nest with the goose and all that fun. So now I'm gonna go clean up my work over here. Put a couple braces in and just double check a few things. And see if we can get this tidied up a bit. The brackets here just a little bit out of kilter here with the pull because of the way the system ties in to the actual pull. So it's not the most square looking arrangement, but it's absolutely sturdy and serviceable. So I am going to get a couple pieces here and we're gonna tie some of these together. Just to give a little more rigidity to the structure. And you might have seen me pull a hammer out. No job is complete unless you've had to use a hammer to do something, right? I've got all kinds of parts and pieces hanging out here. So I'm going to try to tie all this stuff together. Sorry for the noise there. I should have shut my microphone off when I was running that saw. The live stream compresses it a little bit, so maybe it doesn't get super loud there. My apologies if that was too loud. Alright, I'm gonna see if we can tie a few things together here. Yeah, we've had some really good local help on this one. We had our folks that saved the day at Tractor Supply with a special part. We had the folks we get this lift from. They're just great to work with. Mom's Rentals in Missoula. Mom stands for Metalworks of Montana. And we have rented this lift from them, or one like it, many, many times. This might be the 6th time or so, I'd imagine. I don't know. always treat us well. We did have one snafu a couple of years ago where they had a problem with somebody, and I think we might have had to reschedule for a different week, but fortunately we had the time to do that. Alright, so I've got some I'm just putting a brace on this thing. Just kind of keep it nice and stable so nothing wants to bend on me once we do get some wind. Okay, there's that piece. Make sure those are secure. That looks pretty good. Okay, and now I'm going to go up and just double check the security on that other piece. I'll be good to go. Then I can get started on the next bracket. These are going to be, I'm going to put a similar 45-degree angle. I know you're having a hard time seeing this because of the camera angles and stuff. You might be able to see it on the Arena Cam that's broadcasting on the Nest channel. So we're going to try to brace up another small section for that vertical piece. Just to give it a little extra oomph. I'm turning this on and off just for a couple reasons. One, since we have this for 2 days, and we're really only paying for a one-day rental because they're not open on Saturdays, I just want to make sure that we're not running it more than a total of 8 hours. So I don't think I'm at risk of that whatsoever, but no need to run all this stuff if we don't need to. Alright, so I'm putting a couple one more bolt in here just to tie it all together. That's good. Make sure this one's nice and tight. Don't want anything falling off here. And I think I might put one more nut on the bottom of that U-bolt just so it locks it into place. The last thing I want is things shaking around and all of a sudden things start falling off. Can't have that. All right. So our vertical braces are in. And we're gonna double check and see how we can navigate this thing and put in our well, I guess that's the horizontal brace, right? I don't know. Now we're gonna work on the vertical piece of pipe, so we'll see. See what happens here. Picture there. Let's see what we got. The reason I'm doing all this now, I know it's pretty fussy and it's taken some time, but I want to try to get this dialed in so that we don't have any problems with that new camera, because it is much heavier. It's a good healthy 20 pounds, I think, by the time we get all the hardware on it. Yeah, compared to maybe the 6 or 7 pound Axis camera. So pretty substantial. All right, first thing I'm going to do before I get too far ahead of myself is I'm going to cut this piece in half. I'm going to try to remember not to keep my mic on while I do this, because it's kind of loud. I know this all seems kind of fussy and we're spending a lot of time on stuff that isn't visible progress. However, we're making good progress and it'll go much faster here in a minute. Well, maybe not a minute, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Right? You know what I mean. What I'm watching out for here is we've got wires that are hanging around, and I've got to make sure that I don't pinch any of the wires. So I've got to gently move all of them out of the way as I attach this hardware. Okay. One more bolt, and we'll have the small arm supported. Okay. Awesome. I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. Should be a lot more sturdy now. Okay. While I'm at this location, see if I can secure our bird deterrents here. Of course, I probably don't have the size of zip ties that I need. I don't. So I'll have to do that later. There's always something that you forget. Always something. Okay, so we've got that. That's secure. I'm going to go up and we're going to see if we can remove a couple things here. I'm going to go just one more bolt on here just to lock these in. Don't want them going anywhere. right. Start back up. And we'll see what we can do next. Getting positioned here so I can remove some of the wires here, and then the other thing I have to do is I have to start taking off some of this hardware. So I'm going to reposition some tools, clear up my work area. The last thing we need to do is be tripping over a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we'll take off a few zip ties that are holding all these cables together. I'm not going to need those. These are super brittle because I've been out here in the sun for a very long time. And I want to be very careful with the wire too, because it's also been out here in the sun. Now, zip ties and wire, if it's black, typically are a little bit more resilient to sunlight. But anything that's plastic can really degrade out in these elements, freeze and thaw and all kinds of stuff. So we basically got to disconnect all the cabling and get everything ready to go here so we can twist this top pipe off. All right, so we've got that. While I'm waiting here, and I'm going to be doing some twisting, I'm going to spray a little thing called PB Blaster. This is what they call a penetrating oil. And it gets in the threads and loosens the gunk up. So we're going to have that sitting there and doing its thing for a few minutes. So hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to loosen up that pipe. Hopefully. There are no guarantees. All right, this first piece I'm taking off is the infrared light. Oh, there it goes. First thing I dropped, some bird be gone off the backup camera. Which this year, we realized the benefit of our insurance policy because we had our primary camera go down. And I'm really glad we had this as a backup. We were able to get through the winter without bringing the lift out another time. Every time we bring this lift out, at today's rates, we're about $600 every time we bring it out. So we avoid bringing it out unless we just have to. All right. So there's our infrared light. And how do we want to work this? May have to spin that around. There we go. Mount this back on the pole. The way we mount this back on here is a little bit different than the way we had it on there last time. Interesting. Not sure if that's going to work too well. I'm going to have to come up with a plan B here. I'm reattaching this now. At least I think I should be reattaching it now, is because I don't want to just leave things hanging and put strain on the wires. Like I mentioned before, these wires are probably pretty brittle. We don't want the insulation to crack. got the infrared light back in place. Feeling good about that. And now we'll remove this backup camera. While I'm doing some of this, I wanted to make sure I said thank you. Personally, you guys have gone above and beyond in supporting what we do here. And it's just been absolutely phenomenal to have the level of support and the community and just everything you guys have done. Dunrovin, it's definitely a two-way street, and we absolutely very much appreciate your support and involvement, your enthusiasm, and what we're doing today would absolutely not be possible without you. So thank you for all of that. Doing is I realized I should probably keep that backup camera up higher. So I'm repositioning the infrared light, making that just a little lower. Let's see here. That's more better. So the idea is to get these angles just about the same as where we were. Now you're going to notice a little bit of a change in the view. We're moving backup camera back about a foot, and of course we're going to be moving the main camera back about a foot. So we'll have to do some re-aiming. just to make sure we get what we're after here. I wouldn't be surprised if the views look a little bit different than they have in years past, but should be pretty close to what we want to see. Alright, so there's that one. Excellent. Okay, now the tricky part. Why is it tricky? It's tricky because we need to pull that big pipe around and see if we can do it without bending the whole thing down at the bottom. So that can be a little bit tricky. Move that just a little bit. Get squared up. And I'll give myself some good working room here so I get good leverage. That's important. And what I've got right here is called an RBW, a really big wrench. And what I'm hoping to do with this is use that extra leverage on the wrench to see if we can pry this thing loose. And you see me working with some string here. What is that all about? Well, what that's all about is I don't want to drop anything. I especially don't want to drop a 20-pound wrench. So I'm going to tie that off. To the left here. That it doesn't go anywhere. I've also got another wrench. It's not as big, unfortunately. I wish that it was. I could really use two of those. You can put a string on that too. And I'm going to try to use both of these wrenches to pry this loose, and hopefully it goes smooth. If it doesn't, I might have to get some support from Matt or somebody to aid in the process. All right, wrench number 2, cord. Tie that off. I'm just absolutely enjoying this day. It's just stunning. Some of y'all must have been sending some good vibes out for this. Alright, I'm gonna bang on that thing because might loosen something up. Let's see, in which direction are we gonna go? We're going to bring this off. So you gotta orient these wrenches the right direction. And that's gonna twist off like that. And yeah, that's how that's supposed to work. Now what I don't know... Yep, that does not want to budge. I may need to move that camera down a bit. Do that real quick. It'll put me more in line with where I want to be with the wrench. So I can just kind of set it on the lift. I don't have to hold the wrench up at the same time I'm pushing on stuff. Okay, that gives me a double lever there. Excellent. So you can see with all this monkey business why we might want a couple wrenches and tie them off. All right, so it loosened up in the right spot. That makes me happy. I'm going to reposition the big wrench underneath that one. Let's see if we can keep this party going. Okay. Y'all must have been sending real good vibes, because it's about as good as we can expect this to go. Okay. Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks, Sterling.
Don't call me if you do.
Sterling was checking on me, making sure I didn't need any extra help, which I appreciate.
Underneath.
All right, we got that free. There's a wire in here, and it's all sort of twisted up. So I'm going to pull that out. There it goes. Awesome. All right, there's that piece of pipe out of there. I'll untwist these wires. I'm seeing an extra wire in here. Oh, that's a power wire. That's interesting. Oh, we got an extra audio wire in there too. I don't even know where these wires go. I think they were probably for the original camera and have long since been abandoned. It's good to know they're here. We might do a little reconnaissance. I'll take a picture so I know what's up here now. And if I need these at some point in the future, I will have them. All right, so we've got a cable here that can come apart. It's got a pre-made connector on it. We'll be taking that off. So we've got a little bit of destruction we've got to do on this thing. That's okay. Get it done. This is why I unplugged everything here. Okay, we've got that done. We can pull these old connectors off. And now all that prep work we've been doing, I've got this new base here. Probably hard for you to see a little bit, but that special adapter is right here on the bottom, and it's designed to tie this big piece on here to a little adapter on top of this pipe. So that was all my fussing around this morning that I had to do. And we got it done. Tractor Supply to the rescue. Tell you what, the little neighborhood stores are really lifesavers in so many ways. And some of the places, they have some of them have the motto that if they don't have it, you don't need it. Well, and when you're in a little town, in a little store, and if they don't have it, you're not going to be able to do what you wanted to do. So I guess in a roundabout fashion, you don't need it. Kind of a funny way of putting it, I guess. Okay, so this is going to feed through the hole on the bottom of that stand there. And then this whole thing just rotates right on there. Okay. We got our RBW out here. Well, you know what? I'm picking up like 3 wrenches here. Let's take that one off. And we'll go ahead and tighten this down. Okay, and we need one more. Let's see if I can hand tighten that one. There it goes. Okay, and we'll align the front of this with the front of that. Alright, that's good. Now what we've got here is some cables that come out the back so that we can have connection with our other camera and our video lines, because we've got to come in and out with audio on this and network or power. So the way these work is that you have a data connection that comes in. You've got a power connection that can sometimes be separate, but on these cameras, what's really handy is that the power and the data are in one connection. And what we're doing is just running all these cables back through. So that they end up in a junction box in the back of the camera. It's going to be a little bit funny looking, to be honest. I'm not thrilled about the way the back of it's going to come together, but it will be just fine. We're going to make it work. My dad always says it's MIW, make it work technology. And Dunrovin has a lot of that kind of technology. getting close, folks. We're getting close. All that prep work is paying off. It allows us to do this kind of stuff a lot faster without having to second guess what's going on. All right, so we have an audio connection. We have a network connection. Those two come out of the top of the box here and tie into the camera. Then on the back of the box, we go to this, it'll be a junction splice, and that will tie on. And we'll make up a few of our electronic connections in there and tidy it all up. All right, I can move this backup camera back into position. I am very grateful that we were able to get that device moved off, loosened off the pole there, and that it went as smooth as it did. It is excellent. Okay, that's good there. Let's see. All right, I think I'm good. I got that. Don't need any more of those. Guess I might as well take this one apart. What I'm doing is I'm actually going to swap the cables that we're using. The cable we've been using for the backup Nest camera is now going to be the cable for the primary Nest camera. The reason for that is that the cable, first of all, is newer, and I know that it's fully shielded and fully intact. So I'm planning to use that for the new camera because the new camera requires a shielded cable. The backup camera does not technically say that it requires a shielded cable. So typically anytime you're working on a outdoor installation, it's good to use shielded cable. Adds an extra layer of protection on the cable and helps take away some of that interference you can get. It's called RFI, which would be radio frequency interference, or you could get what's called EMI, electromagnetic interference. So now I'm realizing, yeah, I'll have to redo the connection. That's fine. All right, so we got that. I'll need to bring up my network cable termination kit, which I have handy. Bring that. We'll go ahead and bring up our splice box for the camera. And I'll go ahead and loosen up a couple things so we can bring our camera up here and get it tied in. Well, pay attention close, folks. It's going to start moving pretty quick here pretty soon. So all this waiting around we've been doing, it's going to come together. And what time is it? It's almost 2 o'clock. Woo-wee. I've got a meeting I've got to do at 3 o'clock online, so I got to try to get as much of this done as I can so I can take that call and then wrap everything up. So why don't we go down and pick up a few more pieces of hardware, see what we can get done here. Thanks for waiting around. I promise it'll be worth the wait. Let's see here. What do I want to do? I want to go this way. show you. No. What's down there? Coming along. Tell you what, the big part of the day was putting that brace in. I think that's gonna be well worth the effort. I think I can clear out a few more tools out of here. Myself some working room. You know, you're gonna get a little bit of a slideshow, I think, in the newsletter, so, or possibly even a video. But Sandy took a lot of photos of me, and let's just call them my kids, right? Yeah, we got all these cameras, and I think you saw a picture of them earlier. They kind of look a little, almost humanoid, right? They got the two arms and the little big head. Little big head, yeah, it's a pretty big head. Anyway, we had them all lined up. I was giving them a little pep talk. We were talking to them, saying, you better behave. You need to perform nicely. Don't get out of line. I'm not sure if those pep talks are any good, to be honest. It seems like everything works out great on the bench and then at the desk, and then all of a sudden, you get 60 feet in the air and, hey, I changed my mind. I'm not going to work. Blech. Kids these days. Anyway, yeah. Sorry. Tech humor. All right, I'm gonna put some of this stuff away. I'm gonna grab some stuff out of the truck to bring into the basket. Now we're just gonna have a good old time here. I'll be right back. What's in the box? What's in the box? What could it be? What's in the box? Hold your horses. You'll be able to see it soon enough. Soon enough. Gosh. All right, what did I drop? I dropped something down here. It was the little piece of bird begone deterrent that was on top of the infrared light. Where did that come down to? Came down somewhere in here. I spy with my little eye. I thought that was supposed to work faster than that. Aren't you supposed to see it like right away or something? Where'd it go? You guys didn't keep track of it for me. I spy with my little eye. Come on, really? It must have like floated away or something. There's a zip tie. That came from up there, so maybe it's back this way. Probably sitting in a big old puddle somewhere. What in the world? You know what I'm looking for, right? And of course, if it's on the snow, I won't be able to see it. I probably won't be able to see it on the ground until I step on it and break it. It's a piece of plastic. It's got spikes on it. And it was cut to the perfect size. There it is. Found it. All right, here we go. Good grief. Okay, we've got that. We've got that. What else do we need here? We got some stuff in here. Yeah. All right. Hopefully I don't have to come back down. But I wouldn't bet on it. All right. Here we go. It's showtime. I feel like we need some theme music. Does Dunrovin have a theme song? Like a, real peppy, like rah rah shushkuba. Something like that. I feel like we need a theme song. Y'all should never give me a mic and leave me by myself. You already know what you're in for by now. Y'all must be gluttons for punishment. But thanks for humoring me anyway. Like we got a trio of horses in the winter pasture. But they're having fun. All right, we're gonna head up here. We're gonna put in a box on the back side of the camera mount. That's going to house all those wires. You might be able to see some of them sticking out. It's kind of a mess. Alrighty. Go up just a little bit more. Do it. No, not that far away. This thing shakes a bunch, and when you move it around, you never know where you're gonna end tightened up on some of these movements. You got to make really small movements, but some of them aren't always that small. Okay. What do I have here? I know, it's kind of boring stuff. I know what you're waiting for. I know what you're waiting for. I'm waiting for it too. First things first. So we have a box here that's got to go on the back of the camera. And all those wires pass through it. And then it glues onto that. And what I really need is a block to support it. But for now, we're just going to glue it into place because that's how it's going to work. And then we'll worry about attaching it. Hold this until the glue sets up. Stay there for the moment. Okay. So what's neat about this new camera, a lot of cameras are like this, but this one's a little bit unique. It's got a little slide latch that keeps it in place. So you can put the camera in and then connect it all up, and you don't have to hold it all at the same time. All right, suspense is about over. Let's see here. So, I've got a camera here. Here you go. There it is in all its glory. And I think it's bigger than my head, for sure. And it's got lights on top. That's pretty cool, huh? And pivots around. Does all kinds of good stuff. It's going to be able to stare straight up into the sky. It's got these two arms on it. And you can see they're kind of twisted or kind of canted forward. That's going to allow us to look straight down if we need to. So I'm going to put this on there and hold that in place just like that. Alright, and what this should allow us to do is tilt the camera forward, and it's just going to hang out. course, I have this other camera in the way, so I'm going to move that out. And there it goes. Okay, that can hang out just like that for now, while I make my connections on the bottom here with all these wires. So we have a network connection, check. And we have our audio connections. Oh, I didn't tell you about this part. Let me tell you about this part. Here's the deal. We're doing everything we can to get audio into the native stream of the video. I know that doesn't sound very impressive, and I'm sorry about that, but it's pretty cool for us because that means it will natively record audio and video on the same stream, and we don't have to rely on the computer to record all of that at the same time. Which means if the computer goes down, we might still have some level of recording. Alright, so I've got that in there, got that in there, got that in there. Let's see if we can tip this back up. Shazam. Alright. What I should have done is prepped my bolts. Well, that's alright. I'm going to take a picture. You might be able to see what some of that looks like. Yeah, there it is. Pictures, pictures. Pictures all around. Pictures, pictures. Yeah, I gotta put some washers on too. I got a couple things I need to put in here. I might have to undo my audio connections that I just put together. Might be ahead of myself here. See how that works? You get all excited, and you get ahead of yourself, and you have to redo some of your work. And you gotta watch out with this guy. Those go into the right spots. They do. Excellent. We've got that. We have this. And we have this. What is that? Okay. Yep. See, I gotta pull my audio connection apart. There's some little rubber things on here that push everything together, so that's what I'm connecting here. We're getting really close. We're getting really close. Okay, that's gonna work. What I'm doing is trying to start the bolts in here so that tightens up and keeps it from rocking forward. Okay, I think I got the first one in. Let's hope I got all those connections right, because I really wouldn't want to have to do this again. Let's see. Okay. There you go. It's not powered up, but here's looking at you, kid. Ah, fun stuff. Now this is going to be higher, like I told you. So do expect a little bit different angle. The other camera sat down about here, so this is almost 18 inches higher. The advantage of this arrangement is that it will give us a better view down into the bowl of the nest, which I know is something we've talked about needing, and that's one reason we had to remove quite a bit of stuff off the nest a couple of years ago, or was it last year? I can't remember. It all blurs together. But yeah, that nest had gotten very high and built up, and it gets higher every year. And so we removed probably about half of it. Okay, so I've got those bolts out. Just need to finish up. I've got 2 more bolts to cinch up. Beautiful day out today. I think I've got those started. Okay, so we've got the camera in place here, and I'm going to finish bolting this down, and then I'm going to be working on the back side here to get all the wire connections in place and get things connected up. And the idea is that I should be able to do final connections in the office and just apply power. I've done all the testing and all the prep work correctly, including double checking some audio connections. Should be plug and play. Now, one thing I do need to do is grab the audio cable from one of these microphones and splice it up in the box. So I did bring some cable with me up here in the basket so I can do that. These bolts are just tight enough I can't spin them with my fingers. They're just loose enough that it hardly makes sense to use the wrench right now. I'll get that cinched up here. Last one. I'll turn this sideways. You can kind of see how those arms cant out like that. Normal configuration would be straight up. And there is a slight difference. With the arms canted forwards, we can see more directly down. Not as much directly up, but it's pretty minimal. And the cool thing is, once you go as straight up as you can get with the camera, it'll rotate around. And so you should be able to get a really almost, we're real close to 320 degrees, I think, on the vertical. It'll move back and forth. I mean, that's almost straight up and down right there. It'll probably be about cocked forward just a little bit. There you go. Okay. One more test. Make sure these are solid. Okay. Good. Good. And this camera was heavy enough. That's why I wanted to put those supports in, because with the wind and everything else, it could definitely sway around a bit more. So I wanted it to be very, very well supported. There you go. Okay, so now it's all about cable connections. Double check in, make sure all my work's done up there. And it is. I can spin this camera around. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah, and the bird be gone. Let's go ahead and put that up on top. Can't forget about that. Don't want the birdies landing on our cameras here. Cause all kinds of problems. Silly birds. I think they land on them anyway sometimes just to mess with us. I think some of the chicks actually were able to land on there one year. They weren't afraid of that. I think I'm going to put some up on top of the camera too, because otherwise they're just gonna end up sitting up there. And we just can't have that either. What I don't like is that there's a little black piece in there. Maybe I'll go right up in the middle. Okay, that's better. That's better. Is that gonna work? We're going to find out soon enough. Okay. Now what? Now what? Okay, I think I can go down and start working on our connections here. Wasn't very far down, but it was far enough to make a difference. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? Let's see, I gotta check some messages, make sure. I've got an alarm. I have to be down a little bit before 3 o'clock. Probably about 15 minutes, 2:45, so I have 15 minutes. I better get cooking. Better get cooking here. Let's see, I don't want to do enough, that's cool. Come right on through there. Excellent. Alright, so I've got that. I'm going to bring that in. That's going to come around. I've got to put these together in such a way that I can get all my connections right. I don't want to cut it too long. I definitely don't want to cut it too short. Okay, time to do a little bit of wiring. Let's see what I can make happen here with this. The connection I'm working on right now is for the backup camera. Any guesses on what this cable used to be connected to? This is a test, making sure you paid attention. This cable right here used to be connected to the backup camera, the primary Nest camera, or the Gertie camera. Which camera was it? If you guessed primary camera, you were correct. The main Nest camera. Right now, it's going to be repurposed for the backup camera. These little wires, you guys can't see them from your end there, but they are little tiny wires. They carry data and power. And it's amazing that they work at all, to be honest. Always blown away by how this stuff works. And it's so easy to get frustrated when it doesn't work. But every time something like that happens, I always tell myself that it's simply amazing that it works at all. Okay, so we've got some crimpers here. Line all these little wires up so they go in to the connector in the right order. There's 8 of them, 8 little tiny wires. And they all have to lay right in the connector. The advantage is that they stick out the far side there, and we're able to verify that we got the right ones in the right spot. So there they are. Okay, one crimp done. And there's a shield cable on here, and that wraps around and gets tied in. And that's what kind of provides that extra little bit of protection on it. Some of these clippers actually have a shield pinch point, but this one does not, so I'll manually pinch it down. Oh yeah, and before I did that, I forgot to put on my fancy connector. That always happens, but it's alright. Alright, so there's that. Now I'm going to tape that up. I'm sorry, I keep talking to myself here. It's kind of nice to be talking to myself and someone else might be listening on the other end. It's mostly just validation, you know? Well, if nothing else happens from this point forward, at least the backup next camera is connected again. But we're not going to stop there. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm not going to stop there. We're going to get it all done. After I wrap a mile of electrical tape on this thing. Hey, there's that. Cool, huh? Fun. Absolutely fun. Okay, we're gonna tidy that up. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to come back out after my call here. Tidy this up, so you're gonna have to wait for me for about an hour. I'm sorry. I was hoping it would be a little bit faster than that, but that's all right. Okay, so that's good there. All right, we got that, we got that. Now this is the previous connection. That needs to come back into here. That's cool. All right. got a special little module here that fits up in the box, and it ties in behind here, and that's how we get audio to these cameras. What it does, it's actually pretty cool. It takes the power from the camera, passes it through a little box, powers the microphone, and then passes everything else back on down to the camera. It's pretty slick. What I'm doing right now is I'm just bending these wires around just to make sure that these connections are going to be okay. And it is a tight fit. This cable in here is not super easy to work with. Let's try that back to there. Not fun. It's really thick and it's not very flexible. But it is waterproof. It's actually rated for direct burial, so it has its advantages. I was messing around with some cable yesterday that it's also direct burial, but it has all this goop in it. It's like a water block cable, and it's just nasty. I don't think this is like that, so I think I'll have a better day of it. But just in case, I brought paper towels. But this stuff, pretty good. Okay. Been a busy day. Busy day. I am so glad to be doing this in the weather we've got here. When was the last time it was really bad? I know there's been some times where it's been really bad weather. Maybe y'all can look that up and play some trivia here. I talk to myself all the time. It's silly. What I'd like to do is get this one connector done. Oh, there's my alarm clock. I got like 5 minutes to get down. Yikes. Don't think I'm going to be able to finish power on this. I'm going to try to get this camera connected, and if possible, I'll get it turned on. We won't have audio, but I'm going to try to turn it on and get at least a picture going while I'm on my call so you can have something pretty to look at. Let's see what I can do here. Man, just blue skies. Got Lolo Peak out there, just beautiful. All right, got my connector. Where's my other connectors? Where did they go? Getting close, getting close. No, I know I shouldn't say this, but it's starting to feel like spring. Isn't it? Kinda? Alright, I gotta crimp this on and then I gotta scoot. I'll be back. I'm not leaving. I'm not going far. I'm just gonna be in the ranch office, but I gotta be on the computer for a call. And then I'll come back and we'll wrap this up. I promise I'm not gonna leave you hanging. Alright, there's still wires hanging out here. It's gonna be okay for now. I gotta go, but I'll be back. I promise, I promise, I promise. Oh, did you see the windshield wiper? Yeah, pretty cool. It's right at the top of that visor up there. Pretty fun. And did I tell you it's actually a Mercedes-Benz windshield wiper blade for like their headlights, you know? Bosch is a German company, that's a Bosch camera. They use a Mercedes-Benz windshield wiper. That's crazy. They even make attachments for these. You can get like the wiper fluid and you can squirt it on there and it'll clean the glass and everything. Pretty cool. All right, I'll be back. I will be back. Promise, promise, I promise. box out here. I don't need that anymore. I'm gonna hustle on into the ranch office, get on my video call, be on that for maybe an hour, and then I'll be right back out. We'll finish this up and see if we can wrap it up in the next hour. See what we can do and call it a day. I'll be back with you in a bit. Watch the Nest Cam. We might be able to get it running. We'll see. I'll let you know. Suzanne has control of the camera. So if you're on the Nest channel, it's live and it's broadcasting from the new camera. So what I'm going to do is head back up and finish my audio work. And hopefully I only have to do this once. We'll see. Zip ties, we got all that stuff. And we'll see if we can wrap up our work today. So we've got the camera working. Suzanne's playing around with it right now. And we'll see what we can make happen here. Exciting stuff. Haven't had a chance to check out any comments or anything, but maybe I'll call Suzanne and get some updates. We can do a live Q&A session. Tell you what I know about the camera. We still got some work to do on the control side of things. We've got to get everything organized so we can do our remote control sessions with it and be able to log in and everybody can do what we need to on the remotes. And then, so there'll be a little bit of some trial here, getting presets loaded up and making sure we can access everything appropriately. And you'll have fun being able to define new presets. The cool thing about this camera is that we have those lights on the camera, and they go wherever the camera goes. So that's super exciting. That means we'll be able to see a little bit more, stuff around. Those lights should broadcast. I think they go out at least 800 feet or so, maybe 1,000 feet. But with the other thing with this camera is it's got really high sensitivity to light. So even when it's pretty dark out, it'll still be able to see in color quite a bit, which is really cool. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna capture the audio lines from one of these microphones and see if we can bring that up and get that up to the Nest mic or Nest camera. What do I got here? I got all kinds of stuff taped up in here. It's not the one I want. Which one do I want? Interesting. We've had so many different versions of stuff over the years. It's kind of like these microphones. What's what? I may just. I want to take that off. I don't really want to take that off. I might not have a choice. I think Suzanne's showing you some views around the area. It's interesting. It's a little bit kind of hazy out right now with the way the angle of the sun is and everything. Some clouds. We should be able to get a lot more zoom on this microphone, or I mean on this camera. I think the other one had about 23 times zoom power. And I think this one has about 30 or something like that. So a fair bit more reach on this one. All right, so microphone. That we want to use. Next, I need some audio cable. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I was just about 15 minutes too slow on getting to my call and everything else. I could have had all this up and running almost 15 minutes earlier. But you know what? Better late than never. Let's see here. And there's a lot of picture settings on this camera. So there's a lot of different things we can adjust. We can adjust the brilliance, the color tones and saturation. We can even adjust it for different types of days, color during the different times of the day. So there's a lot we're going to be playing around with just to dial it in. So the picture we got right now may or may not be what we end up with. We'll just have to experiment. And this is a new camera for everybody here, so we're just gonna kind of play around with it and see how we can tweak it to best meet our needs and how it works. And I've got another camera because you guys were so generous and our fundraiser went so well. I've got another camera just like it, except it's black. And that is going to, I believe we're going to put that down on the river. And that'll have to be another day. But we've got plans and we're working up to it. Now, why did I choose a gray camera for this location? Well, it was on purpose. I really felt like because we can see this camera from the ranch pole, I didn't want a black camera against maybe a lighter colored sky. So I didn't really want a white camera either. And with Access, we only had the option of white. But I went with gray, something a little more neutral, and something that hopefully blends in a little bit with the background and everything. So we'll see. Not really a critical thing, but something worth noting. You see that the camera is now pointing straight down for some reason, so we might have to see what Suzanne's up to in there. Maybe she lost control of it. We are going through and trying to fine-tune things and making sure we've got everything dialed in. And I did run into a control issue where I was able to control it from the office, but not her office. So, like I said, we got a number of things we got to keep looking at and testing out with it. So far in all my preliminary testing, though, everything's been looking really good. I got the microphone put back together there. Oh, looks like, oh, there it goes. Wondering why the camera wasn't moving too much. Hi, everybody. So we've still got the backup microphone. That one's hanging out here. And we've got the primary microphone that I'm hooking up to the little box that's behind us here, the little spice box there. So many zip ties. What would we do without zip ties? Apparently not much. All right, now I gotta go up a little farther. This is the kind of stuff you always want to go faster, but never does. All these little connections and parts and pieces. That's why I try to prep stuff as much as I can before I get up here. Alright, now it's time to make our audio connection. Alright. Alright, you may or may not be hearing audio on the live stream now. I'm not sure. But I've got it plugged in. So I'm going to put the cover on this gadget. In the hopes that it is all functionally tied together there. If I brought the cover up, maybe I left the cover in another box down there. That would go to figure, you know, and bring everything I need, everything I need, and then nope, cover plate's not there. Classic. I've got most everything I need here. So, well, it's time to go down and check audio. That's fine. We'll go make sure. Oh, there's the cover. Never mind. See? I was right. And then I wasn't. And then I was right again. I love it when that happens. Good thing I looked a little harder. All right, a couple more screws. I'm shaking the pole, just so you know. It's not the camera. The nice thing about this camera, though, is it's supposed to have pretty good automatic image stabilization, which should allow it to take out some of the wind that comes in and pushes it around. In case you were wondering, that sound you heard was my head banging against the edge of the lift. That was exciting. All right, I need to take a measurement. That's 5 1/4. Need a 5 1/4 inch block. All right, well, I'm gonna go down and check on a few things, see if we've had success in the audio department. Then I'll come back up and clean up a few things, and we'll call it a day if everything is good.